going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am Josh. This is Ohio Off-Road. So what we got going on today is I have exactly 1 week until I need to get this Jeep all done for the season. So we're going to Roush Creek next week. Got to be on a trailer on Wednesday. We leave Thursday. Today is Thursday before. So a few things I have to do. I got some new fenders. They're fender flares. They are KBD Body Kits. I don't know. We'll see how they are. I got them off Amazon. It's an American-made company, so that's always a plus. And they were actually pretty cheap. So I gotta get those on, get them fitted. I gotta cut them because all the cutting we did around the flares or the fenders to fit the, 42s. So yeah, so I gotta do that. Gotta take this one off. Already got that one all off. Another thing I have to do is we have a airline locker, airline leak in the rear. So I gotta check that out. I think it might just be the fitting, so hopefully I can just get away with just tightening up that fitting. We will see. And the last thing is this front diff all needs gone through. So I think the bonnet seal is starting to go and the ARB locker. So I have to take all that out, replace it, put new stuff in there, and get it all set up. All right, guys, it's gonna be a busy couple weeks. Oh yeah, one more thing. We got a new truck. It's a 17 Dodge Ram with the duals. So we have to make brackets to fit our camper on it. So that's gonna be the next thing to do too. All right, guys, let's get cracking. All right, so I guess the first thing I have to do is take a couple bolts out. And then we just have to rip this flare off. Yeah, so after you do all that, you get left with these little clips. So these just need to be pinched out. They're pretty easy to take out. I don't know if I could do it with just one hand, but they're real easy. All right, got those out. So I got the front clips out. So let's go do this last rear fender, and then we'll be able to start doing the work to put the other ones on. Alright, so after you get all those tabs popped off and your fenders off, I think we can go ahead and start mocking them up. So what I need to do is put these on there, not all the way on there, but at least holding them on. Then I go take an outline, mark it off with a pen, and then cut them. Actually, I might have to have a second set of hands to help with that. So what we can do is, to install them, you got to push in these little clips. So we're getting working on those. Then hopefully Ashley gets off in 30 minutes or an hour. For you guys, it'll be like a minute. So once Ashley gets here, we'll be able to have her hold them up, and then I go around with an outline and mark them out. All right, so what you do with these little clips is just pop them right in there. They say it's supposed to be pretty easy, but I doubt they are. Yeah, see, it's taking a little bit of force to get them on. Yep, so I'll have to get something to smack them in. Alright, so that's it in a nutshell. Just gotta push these clips in. They're kind of harder than I thought they would be. Gotta use a little bit of force or a little bit of banging on them, but they go in pretty easy. That's how they're supposed to look like. Should sit down flush. Nice and easy with them. So that's it. And then when we come to the front, so when we come to the front, I'm not going to bore you guys because nobody wants to see me pounding clips for a minute, right? So it's just the same thing. I already got one in there, one over there, so I just have to put one here, one there, and there. So that's it. But one thing I do want to do up here is get rid of this tab. So I've been rubbing my 42s on this tab for, I don't know, past year. You can see it's taking a little bit of beating. Let's see if I can show you guys. Yeah, so you can see it's a little bit polished under there. So we're gonna cut those off, and hopefully my tire is able to clear everything without any problem. So we'll do that on that side and on this side. So let's get a saw out. The safety squints just weren't cutting it, so better safe than sorry. Oh, that's one piece out. Just grind it down smooth. Alright, so I got that cut off. So now I just gotta do the other side. I'm not gonna show you guys. Waste your time on it. But you see, it's fairly well smooth. I will take a file to it, knock off some of these sharper edges. But that's really it. Alright, so I just cut off both these little tabs laying down there. On both sides. Got them all cleaned up. Scuffed up even a little bit more. So I'm just going to paint them. And here's a tip for you guys with a Chief Blue Jeep. So we get our touch-up paint, or our paint, from Walmart or whatever. It is called, let's see, Satin Oasis Blue. It's not an exact perfect match, but it's pretty close. If you look, my back corner, I actually used that Oasis Blue. You can see it's off by a hair, but it's really, really hard to tell. So I just got to touch those up. So I'll go ahead and put a couple coats on it, let it dry for a little bit. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go back to putting those clips in. Alright, so I just got all these clips put in on all four corners. You see, all done. And the good news is, Ashley just came home. So we got to go grab her, and hopefully she has a white pen so we can mark it. She also went on her first topless Jeep ride for the year. All right, let's go to Ashley. All right, so I got Ashley here. She's out of the house. She finally just got home from work, but so I needed her help to line these fenders up, and then I can take a marker to them and mark what I need cut. So Ashley's gonna be a big help.
I'll try.
Nothing to it but to do it. Alright, so we just got the first one marked. So it's really not that much I have to take off. Back here's a decent amount. It almost gets into that flare. But that's really not much. So let's mark the other ones. Alright, so we just got them all marked up. Now I just have to figure out what's the best way to go about cutting them. So they are kind of like a, I don't know, rubbery plastic material. So they're really flexible. I think I could just go with just a death wheel and just buzz them off. But I don't know, we're gonna try that. I know I've done some stuff, done some like rubber, plastic with the death wheel before, and what ends up doing, it ends up melting it. So it might not cut, but we're gonna give that a shot first. So we're back out here. We are trying to cut these. I don't have probably the right tool to do it. I think if I had a jigsaw, it'd probably go a lot better. So what I'm using is just these snips, just 10 snips. They seem to be doing an okay job. I got these ones cut. As you can see, it's a little bit rough, especially down there. It's hard to get those snips in there. So I'll take something to it, polish them out a little bit, make them look a little bit nicer. But for a rough cut, they're pretty good. Now I just got 2 more to cut. So Ashley's going at it.
It's a very slow process. Uh-oh.
Yep.
And you got little baby hands, you gotta use both hands to snip. Woo! I did
Good
it.
job. Yep.
Somebody make short work of it.
Yep, that one's done. Now this is a big cut, so this one kind of really sucks. Whew! Man. Alright, I think we're all trimmed. So we'll throw them on there, see how they look. So when we first try to cut these, we try to use the buzz saw or the cutoff wheel or the death wheel, whatever you want to call it. And because these are made of like a rubbery plastic kind of material, it just melted it. So it just didn't work very well. And I didn't have a jigsaw or anything like that here. That would probably make it look a little bit better, but this should work. It's a rock crawler, right?
Alright, so Josh is trying to put on this first fender here.
Yep.
And what they give you are these little screws that go into these little fasteners that almost act like a wall plug in a way, where as you screw it in, the back expands and holds it into place. And we are having a heck of a time holding on to these things and not letting them spin as we're screwing them in. So Josh has come up with a little bit of a cheat, I guess. So Josh, what are you using?
So I am using any assortment of wrenches. So it's a 9, a 10, 7/16, and a 3/16, depending how big it wants to get on the backside. Because once these things kind of balloon out, they grow. So I'm just using that to try to hold them to keep them spinning. What I also found out is, like, if I press really hard on it, it kind of doesn't let it spin too. So there's a few different ways, I think.
Really, dog? We'll revisit those bottom ones later.
Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to get the screwdriver in there. That one and on this side. There's one over there.
There it is.
So I don't know how we're supposed to do those. So I actually figured out how to get those ones that we said we couldn't figure out. How to get them in. They have to go on like a super steep angle. Which, I don't know, that's kind of weird to me. Gosh. Yeah, look at the angle she's putting them in at. But I guess that's how they gotta go in. So, for anybody wondering how to do it, I guess that's the way to do it. Because you got these ones in too, down at this bottom. So all the bolts or screws are now in. So getting there, we only have one more to do. It's the front one. Fun. So we're down to the last couple. Just need to tighten them up. And then we'll be done. And then the fenders will be on. Oh, that one's pretty tight.
Yeah, I did that one.
Oh.
Ah, girl power.
Girl power. Alright, so that's it. So we got the fender flares on. I've had those sitting around for 6 months. But winter in Ohio, there's nothing to do. So there's no reason of rushing around putting stuff on. I guess that's a good reason to put stuff on, because there's nothing to do. But Ohio sucks.
Especially because how many weeks do we have till we go off-roading again?
Just 1 week. I already told him though. So, yeah, so that's it. What do you guys think of them? I kept them black, as everybody on our Instagram page voted black. I think we had like 100, 200 people vote, and 150 of them called out black. So thanks for everybody that voted. And if you didn't vote, go to our Instagrams, Ohio Off-Road Adventures. But that's them. I like them. I mean, I think they're pretty sharp. We'll see how they do once they smack off of a tree. So now all we have to do is fix the brake, the rear locker, fix the front locker, probably U-joint in the drive shaft. And I think that's really it. So we'll probably put that on another video. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Willie's barking.
Says him hear something.
Yep. Alright. Goodbye everybody.